Hey YouTube fam, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Chiquita and this channel is all about lifestyle, fashion, and healing. Today, I am going to share some of my wish list items for an upcoming trip to Japan. Yes, I'm going to Tokyo in about 2 weeks, and after that, I will be going somewhere else in Asia. But because Japan, Tokyo in specific, has such great vintage shopping and a bunch of other cool things as well, I definitely wanted to make a wish list for this trip. So I'm going to share with you a few items that I would love to get while I'm there. If it doesn't work out, that's fine, but I've been holding off on getting. Okay, so for starters, I'm so excited about this one. This is on the wish list, but it's like if I don't find it, I might be a little bit sad, but also I think my wallet will be okay. So this is a Rolex. In particular, it is the Date Just Rolex or a Lady Date or Lady Just Rolex. I've been trying to do my research on vintage Rolexes for like years now. So it's been a while. And I recently saw that Tokyo has a really great vintage watch scene. So I want to explore that while I'm there. I've been holding off on getting any vintage Rolex until I go to Japan. Honestly, too, girl, I've been holding off because the wallet, yeah, the budget ain't budgeting for that. But because I'm going to be in Tokyo, I figure why not if I see the perfect thing. So when thinking about the Rolex, right, I've done a little bit of research so far. At first, I wanted the two-tone date just with the gold and silver hardware, or I guess you could say metal hardware. Like, I don't want a two-tone watch. I've been looking recently and I actually want a white gold watch. All white gold. I don't want two-tone and I don't want yellow gold either. I want white gold. I like the way it glistens. And so I am looking in particular for a white gold Rolex, date just around 26 or 28 mm. I don't want anything too big either. My wrist is really, really tiny, so I can't go over 28 millimeters. I'm looking for something very particular. And if I don't find it, that's okay. I already have one that's like on my wish list with, I think it's what goes around no, let me not tell y'all because y'all might try to get my watch. If it's not already gone already. But anyways, I found the perfect one online here in the US with a consignment retailer like 2 weeks ago. And it was around $5,500. And I wanted to like press purchase so bad, but I know that I'm going to Tokyo, so it really doesn't make sense. And if there's a possibility that I can get it for a little cheaper than 5,500, that would be great too. So my price range, of course, right? We on a budget. I don't have brand new Rolex money. My price range is somewhere between $4,000 and $5,500. Now, if it goes under 4,000, that's fine too, of course. But from what I'm seeing on the vintage and pre-loved and consignment market, right, for Rolexes, for the one that I'm looking for, the category that I'm looking for is around that price range in the US. So I figure I'll probably keep the same price range for Tokyo. That way my expectations are set right. Now, if I go way lower, that's absolutely fine. Now, the reason why I don't want an all gold Rolex right now is because I have this. This is an Invicta vintage watch, and it has the bracelet is similar to that of the Date Just Rolex. So I found this at a local jeweler over a year ago, and this is my baby. This is my baby. This is why I don't need like a vintage gold, yellow gold Rolex, because I can keep my watch collection pretty minimal, right? And I just love this. If I got the Rolex, it would be, if I got the Rolex Date Just in this color, it would be so pointless, right? Because I have this Invicta one that's vintage and it's just so beautiful to me. Like, it does what it needs to do. So this Rolex has to be different from what I already have, and that's why I want it to be white gold. Okay, so the next item is, drum roll, the next item is in the Louis Vuitton category, and it's particularly in the travel category. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I'm really trying to enhance my travel collection in regards to things in my closet. And so I would love to have a vintage keep all, pre-loved keep all. And I know that there are a lot of vintage sellers in Tokyo that like have huge Louis Vuitton collections. And so I feel that I could probably find a keep all pretty easily out there and a little cheaper than what it is on the market here in the US, possibly. or maybe even better condition. So we'll see. And my budget for a keep all that's either like a keep all 45 or a keep all 50 is going to be around $700. I definitely want to stay under $1,000 if I get a keep all. So if I come across the right one, then I'll grab it. And you know what? A bonus, if I find a Louis Vuitton cosmetic bag, I might get that too. Like if I find a vintage one, that might be pretty cool. But both of these items have to be under $1,000, and ideally around $700 or under. So I'm keeping that in mind as well. And since we are on the watch conversation, another watch that I'm looking into getting while I'm there, yes, I think I'm kind of going to go watch crazy in regards to the window shopping. Not to buy in necessarily. The Rolex is priority if I can find what I'm looking for. But I would also love to look at their Seiko. I think it's pronounced Seiko. The brand Seiko. I would love to see if I could find a nice vintage Seiko watch with a strap. I want like a leather strap. So I want a watch that either has like a black or brown strap. I think that would be lovely to add to my collection as well. So I'm definitely going to be checking out the Seiko scene, especially since, you know, it is located in Tokyo, in Japan. Seiko originates in Tokyo. Oh, sorry, Seiko originates in Japan, from what I know. And so I would love to check out their, you know, their regular store, but also I'm going to be keeping an eye on those in the vintage watch sellers. And so what I know about Seiko is I can probably find a watch somewhere around between $100 and $300. Nothing too fancy, right? So we're not going to break the bank in regards to Seiko. It just has to be something that I need in my wardrobe that doesn't look like anything that I already have. And of course, I'm trying to stick to a smaller watch because my wrist is so. All right. So another thing, clothing. I thought about clothing a little bit, and I am tall, so I feel like, you know, in Japan that people have smaller frames, like in Asia in general, Asians generally have smaller body frames. So I didn't go crazy with curating a wish list in regards to actual clothing pieces. But since they have a lot of vintage stores, I am looking forward to like trying on a few things. If something works and fits my body type, that would be great. If not, I'm not getting too attached to any particular clothing items. But something I would love to look at, right, and this is why I wore this today. I would love to look into like some silk small scarf pieces like this. So when it comes to like shopping at the vintage stores, if I can find some of these at a reasonable price, I will grab these up. I think these are lovely. And if there are any really cool jackets, because I'm an outerwear girly, if I find like a nice vintage leather jacket, possibly with some fringe on it, anything that catches my eye that fits my body, I'm going to get, but I don't have like super high hopes on finding clothing necessarily there. I might be a little biased. I've never been to Asia before, so y'all let me know in the comments if that's something that I should be more. I guess while we're on the like clothing item type of space, another thing, Tokyo has a really cool, say, urban fashion scene. So I would love to see what their sneaker stores are like. So if I can find some eclectic Jordans that of course aren't too wild and crazy that fit with everything else in my closet, I love to score some of those. A pair, right? I'm not a big sneakerhead, so I don't plan on buying 4 or 5 pairs of sneakers, like loading up in that way. But I do like sneakers enough to where if I found a pair that really reminded me like, hey, you got these in Tokyo, you know, when you went on that trip in 2025, and it works for my style, right, then I'll definitely grab it. So I'm looking forward to checking out their sneaker stores and seeing what that's like, but also admiring the fashion landscape, period. Like, I can't wait to check out what people are wearing on the streets. I know it's going to be really colorful and vibrant. So I'm also starting to think about how I'm going to pack because I could be more of a neutral type of person. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the sneaker scene is like, what I can get over there. And you know what? Maybe I should get my nephew a pair of sneakers if anything sticks out. So that reminds me, I may need to text him and ask him what is his shoe size now. He's a college kid, so he will probably appreciate a cute pair of fun sneakers. One more thing, since I'm kind of in the midst of packing, just a tip. I will be taking probiotics when I go on this trip this time. The last time I traveled internationally, I think it was a mixture between me eating too late and having to wake up too early to travel to come back to the US. But I basically had like a stomach bug. It was horrible. And so one of the things I plan on doing when I go to Japan, of course, since there's things like street food and all of that, and I love sushi, so I'll be eating a lot of raw fish. I will be taking probiotics just to make sure my stomach has all the healthy gut bacteria that it needs to fight off anything that it may come in contact with. So just a travel tip there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that goes this time. I ordered some probiotics that just came in the mail, and I can actually share those with y'all. They're good for women. Like they help with your urinary tract, and I think they also help with pH balance. So that's great too, because you know these long haul flights, being a lady, yeah, stuff just happens. So make sure if you're going certain places, right, where there's a lot of like raw meat or street food, that you take your probiotics. And it's recommended that you start the probiotics at least 2 weeks before you leave. So I'm kind of right on time. And actually, I usually take like pH balance probiotics anyway. So these new ones that I just got in the mail, though, I'm still going to be starting those 2 weeks before I leave, because I leave in 2 weeks. So perfect timing. So that's all I have. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. I'm not trying to like break the bank when I go over there. And that's why I created this video and wanted to share with you guys. Like I said in some of my other videos, 2025 for me is going to be really focused in regards to what I shop for. So I don't want to go over there with like a endless budget, get back, and my credit card be like, what the heck? Like, I'm not trying to sell a kidney off of, shopping over there. So I'm trying to be really conscious about when I shop, what am I looking for? And I know that there's going to be like fun things that I'll probably pick up here and there, but those will be under a certain price margin too, right? But in regards to the big ticket items, if they don't fall within these things that I mentioned, like the Rolex, the Louis Vuitton Keep All, those big things, I don't plan on buying anything that's like extravagant, that is a high price that I'm not already planning to buy. So we will see how this trip goes. I'm planning on documenting it. I've never vlogged before, and I know it takes a lot of work, but I do plan on vlogging some of this trip. And then when I get back, I'll either do a video on what I did actually buy, or I will include that in the actual vlog too. So please make sure to stay tuned. And to stay tuned, you will need to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Make sure to like this video as well so you can see more pop up in your algorithm. And that's all I got for today. Thank y'all for being here. And as always, have a good Sunday. Bye.